We're so pleased to be joined by the new head coach of the Abilene Christian Wildcats, Coach Keith Patterson. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing wonderful. Appreciate you taking a little bit of time to chat with us about your new job. I imagine the last month or so, leaving Texas Tech and now moving over to Abilene Christian, I have to imagine it's been a bit of a whirlwind.
It really has, man. It's been extremely busy, and there for a while we were trying to juggle, two different jobs and preparing for a bowl game, and that was a great experience. And then you jump right into hiring a staff and trying to recruit, and all at the same time. It's been a good busy, and we're excited about our future here at Abilene Christian.
Yeah, there's plenty of reason to be excited about what you guys have been doing. I watched the opening press conference and about you guys and what a great fit. Everyone's talking about what a great fit you are for Abilene Christian. I kind of want to turn that question on its head. Why was Abilene Christian the right move for you? What makes ACU the right fit for Coach Patterson?
Well, I just think that number one, everything that this university stands for. From the standpoint, it's a faith-based Christian university, and that's been a huge part of no matter where we've coached. It didn't matter if it was the University of Tulsa or Pittsburgh or West Virginia or even Arizona State, Texas Tech. That's always been we got into this industry to make a difference in the lives of people and to make a difference, change the game per se. And I just thought that at this particular point in my career, I thought it would be an absolute great fit, and I believe that it is.
It sure seems like a great fit, and I'm interested. Whenever you talked, you inherit a roster that's got a lot of talent on it, but when you talk to your guys and you address them for the first time as their new head coach, what was your message to them?
Well, I think number one is, we have to create an environment here. I think sometimes the word culture is a little bit overused in this profession, but I believe in chemistry because I believe it's speaks to people, and I think that has been my message to our players. Number one, we have to create an environment where we care about each other first. And, I've talked to them all the time about their why. You got to remember your why, and your why should always involve other people. So first and foremost, I believe that means player to player, player to coach relationships. So we have really put a major priority and emphasis on that here. It's just been an incredible, as far as trying to get those guys to buy into each other, buy into our philosophy, and our coaching staff is, on the road recruiting. And when those guys get back, we'll continue to build team and build those relationships that I think are going to be very strong.
Well, and speaking of relationships, Coach, you're filling out your staff, and one of the guys you bring on is a guy who's kind of a legend around there, in Jarrell Baden, the all-time leading receiver in ACU history, comes over from Abilene Christian. He's obviously got the bona fides there at ACU, but why was Jarrell such an integral part of your staff?
Well, number one, like you say, he's a legacy here, and he left his legacy not only by the type player that he was, but the type man and the type person he was. You talk to some of his teammates, you talk to some of his former coaches, they talk and speak to his toughness and his work ethic and all those things that we want to build our program around. So that made it an instant connection with me personally. I just loved everything that I heard about. And then when you sit down and you meet Jarrell, you'll understand he has an incredible story. I think that, he's going to, be able to recruit well here because he's been where these kids have been. And that was big with me. I'm excited to have him on our staff. He's an incredible human being and a great coach, and he's going to be a big time asset to our program.
Another big time coach that you guys added that may have flown other people's radars is you. This past week, you added Ryan Pugh to your staff. As your offensive line coach. This is a guy who at one point was a Bryles Award nominee there when he was at Troy. He spent last year at Southern. He's got a history as coaching great offensive lines at BYU. I have to imagine you're pretty excited to bring a guy like Ryan Pugh onto your staff.
No doubt. Ryan's experience, and he is probably one of the more respected young offensive line coaches in America. I think he has a tremendous future in front of him. Like I said, I think last year, all 5 of his offensive linemen made all conference at Southern. I mean, that's impressive. I don't care what league or where you're coaching. That's impressive. But anyone you talk to about Ryan, that, you know, is very knowledgeable. He's passionate about the game of football, and he's a winner. At Auburn, he was won a national championship as a player. And again, we're trying to, you know, create that championship environment and mentality.
As far as you mentioned recruiting, you guys are out on the road recruiting. I'm interested kind of in your recruiting philosophy. You know, there are some programs that are going to say, you know, we're going to keep it super local. There's others who say we're going to recruit all across the nation. Others who say we're going to rely on the transfer portal. When you take a look at overall, you know, your what you want this recruiting kind of idea at ACU to be, what kind of springs to mind?
Yeah, I just think, I mean, number one, we're right in the hotbed of football. I mean, you know, when it comes to Texas high school, the Coaches Association is the greatest there is in the United States of America. And, you know, there's talent. You know, we're going to draw a line of around probably about a 6 hour radius. And we're just going to, you know, get into every school that we can get into. And obviously we're a developmental program. We're going to have to recruit guys and project guys into certain positions, you know, maybe take, you know, big athletic guys and convert them to other positions. So that's kind of our philosophy when it comes to recruiting high school players. We're going to project and develop those guys. And then obviously, you know, the portal is involved in anyone's anymore. Yeah, I think it's, you know, you have to utilize it. I mean, because everyone else is. I think it just allows you to be able to fill some holes that where you may need some immediate help. And I think if you use it wisely, I think it can benefit you. But primarily, we're going to draw a line around a six hour radius, and man, we can throw a rock and hit a lot of really good football players.
That's for darn sure. And finally, Coach, you know, I'm interested when you take a look at the roster you're inheriting. You know, it's hard to say this program's in a bad way. You know, 5-6 last year in a tough league there in the WAC. You certainly got your work cut out for you, you know, in conference play. But when you take a look at your roster that you're inheriting going forward into 2022, what excites you about this roster?
Well, you're right. There are some really good football players here, and I think we just got to, you know, try to create depth. Obviously, that's a challenge no matter where you are. It is a tough league. The biggest thing just on the hoof and in my initial impression is we need to get some size, you know, up front, offensively and defensively. You know, we do got a lot of tremendous. I really like our running backs. I like, you know, we got a lot of really good, talented slot receivers. You know, got some DBs that have some talent. I really like where we are at linebacker. So we're just going to try to continue to evaluate those guys, make sure that we get them in our rights, in the right position that fits into our scheme. And then we also want to be able to add to it, you know, add to that talent and just fill the holes. It's under a constant evaluation, and we're going to continue to do that here over the course of the next 3 or 4 months. And try to add to it and be able to make our team stronger.
He's Keith Patterson. He's the new head coach of the Abilene Christian Wildcats. Coach, congratulations on the gig. We're thrilled for you, and we're excited to see what you do out there in Abilene.
That's awesome. I think the future is very bright here, and our staff is excited. And man, they've been out beating the bushes, and they're all coming back in today, and we're excited. And thank you for having us on, and we look forward to great things ahead.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.